Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Ape Escape Part 5. This time around, we're still in the Ice Age. We're still stuck in the midst of the Ice Age. We're gonna go and find out how to get out of the Ice Age. First, you have to go to a Frosty Retreat. Some kind of retreat zone. There's gonna be a... Oh, and look at this. Another gadget. Why am I not surprised? But hey, it's a Sky Flyer. That's the best gadget in the game, or one of the best gadgets in the game. It's probably the most useful gadget, or one of the more useful gadgets in the game. I'll have it equipped pretty much at all times from now on, now that we have it. It really is a great gadget. It allows you to pretty much fly around levels and get around levels more faster, more efficiently. It really is a great thing to have. I wish they could make more things like it, and ways to get around levels more efficiently, that is. I wish some of the other games had, or other games in general, had ways to get around levels more efficiently, rather than having to run from one end to another. And then we see that sign with Dr. Phil on it. It says Dr. Ozel, and they also forgot to put his mustache on the sign, too. I wonder if that's from, like, an outdated design or something like that, but somehow still got left into this game. Anyways, after that very simple, redundant training zone, we are now ready to take on the Frosty Retreat. It's going to be a lot of, like, where you have to jump across things, have to glide across. Imagine if Mario had something like that in Super Mario 64. That game would probably be quite somewhat easier if Mario had something like that where you could fly around the levels or things like that. I know Mario had something like that in Super Mario Bros. 3, but I think this might be more realistic and more... This thing actually works probably better in a 3D environment, a 3D platformer environment. So in here, there's some more monkeys that are willing to get captured by us. That one was just sitting on the lying on the table. Wonder why I was lying on the table with another monkey. It's this nice little monkey house here. And I believe there's a Spectre coin here. Yes, I'm correct. There's a Spectre coin here. So go pick that up. Pick up the Spectre coins. I still want to get as many Spectre coins as possible, because you would like to. It is a good idea to get as many as possible. And those things are still after us. Those are onto us in the Mysterious Age, and it's the Ice Age, and those things are still after us. They must be like bugs or things like that, or they've existed long before mankind's existed, and they're probably still going to be around long after mankind doesn't exist anymore, if you know what I mean. A lot of things are like that. That's kind of what books are like. The book medium is like, books were invented long before TV, radio, video games, stuff like that. And a lot of those things have gone the way of the dodo, but even though those things have gone the way of the dodo, books which have been around for way long before them are still around and still doing well. I've writing a lot of books myself. I think I told you I'm interested in writing a book called Attack on Animation. It's a book that completely destroys the corporate animation industry. And it promotes indie animation firms like CI Squared and the firms like that. I've got a lot of support for this book. I haven't really done much real work for it yet, but I have been doing some research and planning stuff out for the book too. I might use my Raspberry Pi to write this book, considering using my Raspberry Pi to write books. The LibreOffice I have on the Raspberry Pi isn't as good for writing books, because spell checker doesn't really work. But then again, spell checkers are for people who don't know how to spell. I'm a pretty good speller. People used to write books hundreds of years ago, and they obviously didn't have spell checkers. And it's not as annoying as using Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office, especially the newer ones, can be quite annoying sometimes. It's always filled with ads and things that pop up and things that always try to distract you from your own job. So then you do your writing, you finally get to the software, and you wonder, why did I come here in the first place? Was I trying to write something, or was I trying to do something? I don't know. I actually thought of making games using Microsoft Word, but I don't really think that's possible to make fully fledged games on Microsoft Word. It's Microsoft Word. It's made for typing out text documents and things like that, which I quite enjoy doing. I use Microsoft Word a lot. I got a free subscription to it for my school because I was a student, but I might be losing that subscription eventually, so I'm going to be sticking to LibreOffice, which is probably just as good as Microsoft Office, but it's free, so that has a good advantage. And it's not as annoying as Microsoft Office and other things too. This new Microsoft Office likes to default save things to the OneDrive, which actually causes me to lose data sometimes, which actually isn't that good. The LibreOffice never does that. I'm not the biggest fan of OneDrive because, well, sure, the idea behind them is good, but even then, data could get lost and stuff like that. It's a problem with cloud storage. It's still, there's like passwords, things like that, and it can get kind of confusing sometimes. It's a problem with cloud storage. I prefer using archive.org as cloud storage. Really a problem with using archive.org as cloud storage. is that then when anything you put on archive.org is public and anyone anywhere in the world could find whatever it is you write on or put on that website. But it's still okay. I'm okay with uploading stuff to that website that I don't mind the world seeing. I'm okay with the world knowing everything there is to know about. But then again, not very many people watch my stuff anyways. Just like on YouTube, not very many people watch my YouTube videos. So I could put like nuclear bomb secrets into my videos and no one would ever find them because they'd be in my videos, which almost no one watches. Last time I checked, one of the few videos I have that's never been viewed once by anyone is probably my video Smash TV for the Sega Genesis. I made that video 4 years ago, and I don't think it's gotten any actual views yet. Smash TV was a very controversial game, and I think it was set up so it could be played with 2 controllers, because it's a Sega Genesis game, and the game plays kind of like the Galaxy Monkey minigame in this Ape Escape game, which is a little similar to Robotron 2084. It's kind of hard to play a game like that on the Sega Genesis, especially with the 3-button Sega Genesis controller, which is this version of the Sega Genesis controller that I like the most. The Genesis controller actually has a really good controller that I, really admire, I really enjoy, I really like overall. It's a really solid and sturdy build controller that I think works really well as a gaming controller for simpler games. So we already caught 2 monkeys. Level just began. We already captured 2 monkeys in this level. You can see the Aurora Borealis, or maybe it's Principal Skinner's house on fire from cooking up some steamed hams. Whoa, we're about to fall off that waterfall there for a sec. Good thing we didn't fall off the waterfall. Those Spectre Snowmen are probably going to rise from the snow and come after us now, as I figured. Yeah, they're going to be coming after us. And we just have this crappy old stun club to defend us from them. Well, a lightsaber doesn't really cut for much. And again, lightsabers in Star Wars games have never really been the most accurate. But like in the movies, it depicts it as like, the lightsaber can cut through walls or cut through doors like how a knife can cut through butter. But yeah, in the games, that's not really the case. In the movies, they slash those battle droids like they're nothing. But in the video games like Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles, it takes a lot of hits to kill those battle droids. The battle droids are really as powerful as that in the movies. They may very well have won, and they could have killed off the Jedi easy. That's kind of how video games are in general. They always do things in video games so enemies are not overpowered, so it makes it more fun to fight them, and so the game actually has more of a challenge or of a challenging aspect. And then again, some games like Star Wars Battlefront are like really easy, or you just kill droids by shooting them once or twice or something like that. That's how it is in a lot of those games, all those Star Wars Battlefront games, which I find those games to be overly easy. It's kind of why I prefer games like the Star Wars arcade game over that game. The Star Wars arcade game actually has a unique sense of challenge. That's what games like this, even Ape Escape has a lot of that in it too. It is a very unique game, therefore it has a unique sense of challenge, and therefore it's more unique from other. I think it's unique from other games that have that same sense of challenge, the same level of challenge, if you know what I mean. And like this part's really challenging here too. Walking across this ice bridge where this little segments fall off. The only real way you can get through is if you use the Skyflyer, which is something we just acquired in the previous level, which is good that we have this gadget. They keep saying it's one of the best gadgets in the game. Dr. Phil is really good at making really good gadgets. I bet Dr. Phil's show would be a lot better if he actually focused on making gadgets, rather than just talking about people's psychological problems. Like the time that guy was really pissed at his son for becoming transgender, to the point where he was crying and stuff like that, thinking that he failed his son. Like when you fail your kid, they're gonna get a sex change. Like, that's what this guy thinks. This guy knows nothing about anything. That's how TV is in general. It's made to do stuff like that. That's the way TV is. It's made to seem all... It's made to seem very, like, that's how people get unrealistic standards of living. That's how when TVs are first introduced, crime rates skyrocketed by a lot, because people thought that's how our life should be, because people take TV too seriously. I know Chris Chan takes TV to be too seriously, considering the fact he was raised on TV. He believes everything he sees on TV. All he knows about Indian culture is from what he's seen of Apu, from The Simpsons. Because recently there was a video dropped on YouTube of Chris Chan going to an Indian restaurant, and he does it, and then he's like, okay, I have to do this. Here's my imitation of Chris Chan imitating Apu. Hello, my name is Apu. Welcome to the Quickie Mart. Thank you. Come again. I bet I could do a much better accent than that. And look, the gladiator attack this time. Last time we were in a stadium, now we're in a gladiator. Ooh, I wonder if it's gonna be like the movie Gladiator. I never really liked that Gladiator movie. I thought that movie was crap, if you ask me. But again, there's a lot of movies I think are overrated. I also thought The Matrix is overrated. What else is overrated? James Bond is overrated. Lord of the Rings is overrated. There's so many old franchises that everyone says like the best ever, and yet I find them to be quite overrated. I'm not saying I don't like those things. It's just, I just think they're overrated. They get way more praise than they deserve. So we're doing some more American Ninja Gladiator stuff, or American Ninja Warrior kind of stuff, getting to where you're running through the obstacle courses, you're jumping off stuff. It's almost like what parkour is, or parquet, as what Chris Chan called it, which apparently is a brand of butter or something like that, which makes sense, because Chris Chan probably eats a lot of that stuff, which is why he's fat. Spike clearly doesn't eat much of that stuff, because Spike, out of all the activity he's doing in this game, he must be set for life in terms of physical activity. Maybe that's why he retired after this game, why he's not the main character in any of the sequels. Maybe he just couldn't take it anymore after one game, just one game, and he thought, I can't do any more of this. I got too much of a workout from the one game. But then look at people like Mario. Like, Mario has been in games since 1981, and he's still in games today. So he won that gladiator attack, or whatever you call it. And we won 5 Spectre coins, so that means we have a lot more Spectre coins now, as you can probably guess, a lot more than we had before. And oh look, we unlocked the second minigame, Spectre Boxing. Ooh, I love Spectre Boxing. It is one of the more interesting. I said, Ape Escape 1 really does have the best minigames in the series. It really does. It really does just have the best minigames. So look, I think we're going to the medieval times.
In the period of the dawn of civilization. His army is growing stronger and larger, and he's finalizing his plans for taking over the new world. Transport there now and find him. Time is running out. Hurry.
Yeah, I found Spectre. Apparently Spectre is hiding in the medieval times. Where else would Spectre be? The Draconian Ages? The 1800s? The future? The Wild West? Now? Where else would he be? So the question I used to ask is, I used to always ask myself, I wonder when Ape Escape is set. Is it supposed to be the future, the past, the present? I imagine it's based on what's shown in the other games. Imagine this game is set in present day, which would be 1999, a very futuristic version of 1999. Which then again, 1999 was way more futuristic than anything I know of today. Come to think of it, 1999 was far superior to today in every way. Smartphones didn't dominate everything. The web was just confined to just dial-up internet that could only be accessed through a computer or a TV if you have web TV. My family had web TV back in the day. I used to hate it because my dad would always do surf the web when I want to watch TV. Web on TV was never a good idea. That's why those new smart TVs don't have web browsers in them. It's just simply go on YouTube or go to Amazon or something like that, which I actually turned the internet off on my smart TV because it was getting in the way. It was interfering with my gaming. It would always interrupt my games to tell me that I have updates to download. It was really annoying, so I just shut that feature off. So I just shut the feature off, and that was that. Yeah, actually, it's good that they give you the option to shut it off from the internet, so you don't have to use the internet to do things on it, which is really good. It did require the internet, and that wouldn't be such a great TV then, in other words. A good device should not be too dependent on internet. That's the problem I have with Windows 10. It's way too internet dependent. It's like if you don't have internet, there's not really much you can do with Windows 10. But again, Windows 10 is supposed to be made for today's modern world, and pretty much everyone in today's modern world uses the internet, right? Assuming you live in the modern mainstream world, which I most certainly do, or at least I think I do a lot of the time. Because the internet is like an essential tool. The internet is the reason why I'm making these videos right now. If internet didn't exist, these videos of mine would be pointless. I mean, don't blame me just sitting here and recording commentary. That will only be heard by me, myself only, and no one else. So we actually captured pretty much all the monkeys there. There's only 2 more monkeys remaining, and we're pretty much stuck in this Indiana Jones-like temple. Imagine if Indiana Jones was set in the medieval times, we'd probably be dealing with. So there's like a wooden sculpture or wooden statue, saying that a Spectre right there. Spectre sitting in his throne chair, because they did say Spectre is found somewhere around here, so Spectre is nearby. The Spectre probably ordered his minions to make him sculptures and shrines and things, so all his royal subjects could bow down to him and pray to him and worship him like a god. Or probably on every holy day, they probably go to the Church of Spectre and they get on their knees and they worship the great Spectre. Well, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen, because we're going to take out Spectre's minions and make sure he, gets returned to the monkey park, so history can resume as it should, as it's supposed to, as it rightfully should. This temple is also somewhat Zelda-ish, because there's a lot of temples like this in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I haven't played that game in so many years, but I do remember some things about it. You can see that vine we're climbing on is a sprite. This clearly looks like a sprite from the looks of it. So you see there's another Spectre coin, which is why I deviated far away from that last monkey, because I want to get all the Spectre coins, or as many Spectre coins as possible. It also does add to your overall progress in the game. And look down there, there's a monkey hiding down there, a monkey that thought he could escape from us, but he's not going to escape from us because we just captured him. The last monkey, I believe, was behind that statue. It's got to be a monkey behind that statue. It would also be behind that statue. Gold, coins, or Spectre coin. We already captured plenty of Spectre coins. Collected plenty of Spectre coins. Look, it's one of those wimpy monkeys. So there, I think we got all the monkeys that we're allowed to capture for now. And so that concludes pretty much what we're going to be doing in this video now. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.